Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria of Through the Peacock's Eyes. Welcome to my next deck review video for my deck tour series. So today we'll be looking at the Medieval Scapini Tarot, and I used this for the July 23rd, 2018 Spiritual Guidance reading, and I'll have that linked at the end if you want to check that out, and the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. So both these decks have a lot of gold in them, and they both use a lot of medieval or are inspired by medieval art. Though I'd say the Golden Tarot is like late medieval to early Renaissance artwork. Okay, so beginning with the Medieval Scapini Tarot, this is the beautiful golden back. And let's look at some of the artwork. Now the artwork is very, very detailed in this deck. So detailed that I wish I had a magnifying glass just to study the cards. Because when you have time to just sit and stare at them, it's amazing how much thought and energy went into creating this artwork. Okay, so here we have the Nine of Swords. And, you know, there's details on the coffin here. And the little details, like, when I use this deck for a reading for clients, I go with whatever pops out. I don't sit and stare at the card for 20 minutes being fascinated by the artwork. But if a little detail pops out, take note of that. So if you have this deck or you like it or you're interested in a deck that has lots of details, you know, when you're doing a reading, go with what pops out at you, not what you're searching for in the artwork. Okay. So here we have the Ace of Coins, and all the coins have scenes, images, messages in them. Here we have the Eight of Coins, and this is a good example of that. So each of the coins has a different story to tell, a different image. Here we have the Queen of Swords, the Death card, and all the major arcana, and I think all the court cards have this gold backing in the front as well. Here we have Temperance, the Six of Wands. Again, there's so much detail. The Ace of Swords. And we'll do one more, the Two of Coins. Okay, so a very interesting deck, very detailed. If you want a deck or you like decks that have very crisp and clear artwork, images, this is not the deck for you. But if you want a deck just to study for the sake of the art, this would be a good one to get. Okay. So, let's do the shuffle. I almost forgot. So, the card stock is pretty standard with the Medieval Scapini deck. It is, however, a slightly taller deck, so it's a little bit of a stretch for me to grab the cards this way. So if you have a really small hand, this might be difficult to shuffle like this if you like to shuffle this way. It's not so tall that I can't do this, obviously, but it is a little bit of a stretch for me. Okay. And then, of course, it shuffles nicely this way as well. Though it is a bit of a tiny bit of a stretch. Though I've been using this deck all week, so I'm kind of used to it now. But if you're coming off a normal size deck or even a small one, it can feel very, very long. Okay, so that's the Medieval Scapini deck. And then the Golden Tarot. This too has a golden back, but it's a darker gold to compare the two. And of course it has a little bit of a sheen. It's interesting, this is one of my oldest decks, and I don't know if it comes up on camera, because there is gold gilding on the edges, but the middle of the ends is fading. It's turning black from shuffling so much. Okay, so let's look at some of this artwork. Again, it's like late medieval to early Renaissance art, and I believe it's actually takes from actual works of art. So here we have the Four of Coins. And there is a strong Christian theme because a lot of medieval and Renaissance art is Christian themed. So the Empress is Mary and the baby Jesus. Here we have the Six of Wands. Again, there's a little bit of a sheen, so it can reflect the light on camera. The Seven of Cups. The Eight of Coins. The Four of Coins. And the High Priestess. Yeah, a little hard not to get the reflection off on camera. Interesting. Okay, so the shuffle. So it is a normal standard tarot size deck. However, the cardstock is a little thicker, and it's actually not so easy. I mean, I've worn this deck down quite a bit, but it can be difficult to shuffle sometimes, especially if I haven't been shuffling a thicker deck. But I remember for a long time, because of the thickness, I would actually wear out the tip of my thumb trying to shuffle this deck. Okay, and it does shuffle nicely this way. Even though it's shiny on camera, it's not sticky at all. And I actually prefer to shuffle this deck this way because the cardstock is a little thicker. Okay. And I feel like I didn't demonstrate how thick it is because I have worn this deck down quite a bit, but it used to be very challenging to do the sort of poker Vegas style shuffle. Okay, one other thing about the Golden Tarot, so it comes in this nice box, and it has the booklet inside is quite substantial. So it's not just the little white tiny booklet, it's let's see, it's almost 200 pages. So it's quite a substantial little book. I just opened it before doing this video. I don't think I've actually opened the book. I don't often open them for the tarot cards. I do for the oracle cards because they're different. But it's very interesting. It goes into the artwork, the meaning, the sources for the art. So it's very thorough representation for the cards, if you're interested in that. Okay, that is my little deck review, deck tour video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And do check out the weekly for July 23rd, 2018 if you'd like to see me use the medieval Scapini in a reading. All right, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you back here soon.